This is 7 National News, and in our top story, His Highness Sheikh Dr. Sultan bin Mohammed Al Kazmi, the member of the Supreme Council and ruler of Sharjah, has called for legislation and policies to protect children and ensure their human rights are enforced. His Highness Sheikh Sultan called on world leaders and the international community to consider the rights of children to education and health and protection from abuse and exploitation. He stressed that children need to live safely with their families in a stable environment in order to reach their full potential. The statement was made as the ruler of Sharjah and his wife, Her Highness Sheikha Jawahar bint Mohammed Al Kazmi, the UNHCR eminent advocate for refugee children, attended the Global Child Forum over in Kuala Lumpur under the patronage and active participation of His Majesty Carl XVI Gustav, the King of Sweden, and his wife, Queen Sylvia. The forum saw the attendance of a large number of leading officials and decision-makers from business, finance, governments, academia and civil society organisations, who discussed how various business sectors can contribute to supporting and promoting children's rights in the Southeast Asian region and how to overcome current challenges. Her Highness Sheikha Jawahar called on decision-makers to pay attention to forgotten groups of children around the world. She said that the future of peace in the entire world requires a united international stand towards underprivileged children around the world. The forum, held under the theme Mobility and Connectivity, Children's Rights and Sustainable Business, highlighted opportunities to advance children's rights through increased connectivity and mobility in the region. It focused on opportunities presented by fast technological progress, a young, growing workforce, and the expanding travel and tourism industry in the region, and also explored how stakeholders can ensure that children's rights are respected and fulfilled. The UAE Red Crescent Authority has distributed aid to 1,400 families in the Lebanese city of Arsal, which is located on the border with Syria. The step comes as a part of the UAE's response campaign to the Displaced Syrians Winter 2016 initiative, being implemented by the relief and humanitarian aid organisation in Lebanon, Dar al-Fatwa. Muslim al-Mansouri, the director of the Humanitarian and Development Aid Attaché at the UAE's Embassy to Lebanon, stated that the aid comes to alleviate the suffering of displaced Syrians, as well as those affected, whether they are Lebanese or Palestinian. He revealed that the aid parcels contain 6 pieces of clothing and 3 blankets per family, reaching 980 Syrian families, 280 Lebanese and 140 Palestinian. The campaign is ongoing in a number of areas in Lebanon until the beginning of next week to bring the number of beneficiaries of the UAE's Red Crescent's aid to 4,974 families. The UAE's campaign to support displaced Syrians was launched on January the 27th this year, targeting over 50,000 to support them and relieve their suffering. Saeed Mohammed Al Taya, the MD and CEO of the Dubai Electricity and Water Authority, visited the water desalination unit at the Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum Solar Park in order to check on its progress. The desalination plant is powered by a photovoltaic array and uses reverse osmosis technology to produce 50 cubic meters of drinking water a day. According to news agency WAM, the project supports DEWA's research and development efforts to provide high-quality drinking water for the solar park. Al Taya stated that the project also supports DEWA and the UAE Water Foundation's efforts to supply people in poor countries with clean drinking water by conducting specialised research regarding the production of desalinated water via solar energy, storing it and supporting water technology-related projects to defeat drought. He noted that the project adheres to the Dubai Clean Energy Strategy 2050 that was launched by the ruler of Dubai to provide 7% of Dubai's energy from clean energy sources by 2020. This target will increase to 25% by 2030 and 75% by 2050. Visa procedures for patients looking for treatment here in the UAE will be made easier, that's according to a senior official, as 1.3 million medical tourists are expected to visit Dubai in 2021. Dr. Leila Al-Mazouki, the Director of Health Regulation and Dubai Medical Tourism Project, was quoted saying that the General Directorate of Residency and Foreigners Affairs has pledged to facilitate and make medical tourism visa procedures smoother to support and elevate medical tourism in the Emirates. It was also revealed that 630,831 medical tourists visited Dubai's 26 hospitals last year, out of which 46% came from abroad. Additionally, over 1 billion dirhams in revenues was made from medical tourists in 2015, which is expected to increase by 13% over the next 5 years. A report by the Dubai Statistics Centre also revealed that the majority of tourists who visited Dubai for medical treatment last year came from Asian countries at 43%. 29% came from the GCC, 15% came from European countries, 7% from African countries and 5% from America. Most of the tourists sought treatment in Dubai for osteoporosis, fertility, dermatology and plastic surgery. Traffic and patrols in the General Command of Ajman Police impounded 5,052 vehicles last year that were involved in dangerous traffic offences. That's up 9% from the year before. Colonel Ali Hamid Al-Musaiba, the Director of the Traffic Department of Patrols, revealed that 714 vehicles were impounded for jumping red lights, 507 for committing traffic accidents, 373 non-insured vehicles, 272 drivers that had no licence, 266 where drivers were under the influence of alcohol or drugs, 155 due to excessive speed, and 76 vehicles due to reckless driving, among others. Another 1,991 vehicles were booked for irregularities and other reasons. The Director called on motorists to adhere to traffic laws and to avoid dangerous offences, which entail sanctions, impounding vehicles or drivers as well as fines. He pointed out that in some cases a vehicle can be impounded for 2 months for overtaking, or a month for jumping a red light or using a higher tint than allowed. Student numbers in the GCC's education sector are projected to reach 15 million in 2020. That's up from 2.6 million last year. But the region faces a shortage of teachers and an over-dependence on expats. That's according to the latest report. Alpen Capital revealed that this will be driven by a rise in the school and college-age population. The number of students at private schools is projected to grow at a 5.1% compound annual growth rate to 2020, while enrolments at public schools are set to increase at 2.6%. Alpen added that Saudi Arabia will continue to dominate the education market in the region by 2020 from an estimated 9.2 million last year to 11 million in 2020, up 3.5% per year. It was also revealed that over 500 educational projects worth over $50 billion are under various stages of development across the member nations. The report said that demand for schools in the GCC region is likely to increase at a 3% compound annual growth rate from an estimated 43,903 in 2015. This signifies a requirement of more than 7,000 schools in the next 5 years, of which are anticipated in Saudi Arabia. Alpen also warned that the shortage of teachers in the region is the second highest in the world. And finally, looking to other news now, Arabic and Western comedy came together in Dubai today to mark the official launch of Viacom's Comedy Central HD on regional pay TV network OSN. Available exclusively on OSN, Comedy Central is the latest in a slew of new channels being added to the network's roster this year, following an agreement between OSN and Viacom International Media Networks, making it the third brand, which include MTV, Nickelodeon and Nick Jr. Present at the launch press conference earlier were Trevor Noah, the host of The Daily Show, and Farhad Al-Butteri, one of the leading stand-up comedians in the Arab world. According to officials, all programs on Comedy Central HD OSN will be subtitled in Arabic and will be available on OSN's catch-up service, OSN Play, and via OSN On Demand. According to David Buterak, the CEO of OSN, more than ever before, the region is witnessing an unprecedented growth in comedy content. And the fact that every single show will have Arabic subtitles widens the network's reach and also ensures that subscribers can fully engage in quality programming. He also added that having Trevor Noah and Fahad Al-Bateri come to Dubai for the launch demonstrates OSN's commitment in bringing the best talents closer to viewers.
This region is a very diverse region, and it has a very, very rich comedy genre and comedy talents. And what we wanted to do was to be able to bring to the screens not only the best international content, best international comedians, but also to invest in the creation of local television comedy. And that's what Viacom will be doing with Comedy Central. Well, ultimately, with any contract that we do with anyone, it remains commercially sensitive. Certainly our anticipation is that our association with Comedy Central and Viacom will carry on forever. Well, OSN, all of our channels, make certain that our content complies to the social norms of this region. We take that responsibility very seriously. Every broadcaster in the world has obligations to ensure that the content that they broadcast is appropriate for the markets. And because of that, we are very confident with the personalisation and the commitment to ensuring that content is appropriate for the social norms of this region. We're very confident we'll have no issues whatsoever with Comedy Central.